So during pregnancy, over the course of 9 months, the belly grows and our alignment changes. So our back is going to be affected tremendously as the belly starts to grow. We need to make room, right? So naturally, this is what's going to happen. So as the belly grows this way in this direction, we're going to open up our pelvis. It's going to tilt. It's going to tilt to allow for the growing belly, and the ribs are going to tilt as well. So I'm exaggerating here, but not really, because this is sort of the amount of tilt that's required to accommodate a fully grown fetus inside of your belly. And then with this sort of new alignment, look at how much tension I have in my lower back. I need to sort of overcorrect my head so it still sits on top of my body, right? Because you're now sort of leaning forward. So it's going to create some rotation in my shoulders and have my hip position is going to affect my neck and head position. So from here, you might overcorrect. And I see a lot of us, a lot of us do this, is overcorrect to this because it's like, okay, now my hips are underneath me and then my head is on top. So you're still stacked on top because your body is always looking to optimize your eyes to be level so that you can, you can literally walk and like balance your head on top of your body, right? So your hip position determines how your head balances. So this might be the posture. And then there's a ton of tension that's created because your bones are no longer stacked. So after, you go through pregnancy and it's something, 9 months. Okay, we can deal with that. We can figure out ways to alleviate pain and sort of be comfortable. But after the delivery, which happens over a night or two, pretty drastic event, and then you're sort of left to your own devices. Your body's still used to being here. Your body's still used to being here or here, right? And you're sort of like, now you don't have the belly. Now you don't have the baby stabilizing this whole structure, and your abs are overstretched, and it's going to take a few months, a few good long months to get that elasticity back in your core, in your abs. And so your connective tissue is still overstretched, so it's not able to fire to support this new lack of stability. But you're immediately overnight after delivery, you're lacking stability in this area, right? You still have tension here. You still have your kinesthetic awareness, your proprioception. Your body's still used to this alignment. So you're still kind of in this position, right? And your ribs are open this way. Your hips are tilted this way. You might be overcorrecting to this, and that's affecting your neck. And your belly is like not able to stabilize, right? So this is what immediately overnight, this is that feeling where you feel like you got run over by a truck. Like no matter how the birth went, you're gonna feel sore, and as well as like, you know, ran ran a marathon through sand is maybe a good example. But you feel like that because all of a sudden you have this tension created because the stability of the fetus stabilizing this new alignment is gone, and your body is trying to figure out, how do I go back to my alignment? Like this is no longer working, but I need stability. So you start to over grip here, right? Because your abs are not yet connected. Like they're still overstretched. So you're trying to find them, and you end up gripping in this area. And so maybe you start trying to like grip down here. You start to grip here because your body's trying to figure out how to literally support your back, how to walk again, how to breathe again. There's so many questions, right, that your body's trying to figure out. It's always trying to optimize and rebalance. And it's like, well, the easiest way is to start gripping muscles to then just sort of contain itself, right? Because overnight, the stability that you had developed with the fetus is gone. If you're looking to go back to exercise and you haven't established a new alignment that feels better and reduces the tension and the gripping of the muscles that are still stretched and are sort of not ready to fire fully, that rehab needs to happen for you to then go back to your regular activity, right? So that's why a postpartum reset is an absolute must. And, okay, maybe it happens 6 weeks after, even 3 months, even 5 months. This question of like, where should my spine be in space and how do I align my spine? How do I align my spine so that my muscles don't need to grip, so that I can reduce tension in my lower back, in my abs, in my hips, in my upper back, in my neck, in my traps? How do I reduce tension? Well, you reduce tension by realigning the body, realigning your bones so that your head is sitting on top of the rest of your body, on top of your spine easily, and it's not taking extra work to keep it there, right? Because if I let my head hang, I'm using extra muscle tone. So it's the same with a postpartum body where you had this situation that your body was trained to maintain for 9 months, or for some months, and then you're trying to figure out, where do I go next? So you're trying to, maybe find this, but you overcorrect. And so you're trying to grip here, and then your butt goes away because, again, your hips are too forward. Where is the equilibrium? Where is that balance point? Where is that alignment that feels optimal? This is what the postpartum reset does. This is what we're going to address first. This is the key component of going back to the rest of your activity, figuring out where is the optimal position for your hips, your ribs, your shoulders, your head in space throughout any movement that you might want to do, right? Because your body was trained by pregnancy to be a certain way, and now we need to figure out, where should we be now that we're no longer pregnant? How do we rebalance? So rebalancing, that's the very first step of the postpartum reset.